Welcome to the channel, everybody, and welcome to PXG. Today we're going to be looking at the irons in my golf bag. Going to see if PXG have anything to offer me that might be able to go in my bag for 2024. Let's get in there.
Look at yeah, if you want to just grab maybe a wedge just to loosen out.
Okay. Warm me up. Is that it?
Just warm up basically.
Yeah. Okay.
And then, yeah, we'll get some numbers. We work mainly with the 7-iron. So shot shape for you.
I mean, naturally I should be probably a bit of a drawer. I think I prefer to see that shape just dropping to from left to right. So for years I've kind of fought the draw, but I do like to see a little bit of a probably left to right nowadays.
Would the bad shot be a hook then, or block it right more so?
Well, my bad shot can be a bit of a block, but also I can get it a bit in the toe and then get it turning over. That's probably more so with driver.
Okay.
But I would say most of, like certainly my wedge game, 9-iron or 8-iron down, you'll generally see me miss it a bit like that, a bit right.
Okay.
But it's more of just a push normally.
Ball flight for you then? Fairly neutral. You don't hit it very high or very low, do you?
Yeah, I think I'm more of a panicker. If I panic, I go low. Yeah, I'm kind of neutral, I would say. I wouldn't say I'm a big low ball flight or a high ball flight.
Where would you say would be the main place then that you could kind of gain on what you currently play? Is it like gapping or?
Throughout the years, I would say that my dispersion is always tighter if I get higher spinning irons. 7-iron lofts have obviously dropped down, and therefore I've seen, you know, my irons going from like a 7,000 rev 7-iron to closer to 6. And I just think if I can be in a position where I'm kind of in and around that 6,500 revs with a 7-iron, I think my T100s probably are around more like 6.2. I see that drop off a bit more on the golf course because obviously maybe wet conditions. If I'm seeing coming out of semi-rough, longer fairways, things like that, I see that really drop off. Okay, so 7-irons?
Yeah, so we'll work with 7-iron, just look at all your numbers and then we'll see where we can go from there. So you got the T100s now. So that's 37.25. So did you, when that was built for you, is a 1/4 inch longer than standard plus the grip? Because it's coming out as just under 37.5 inches.
Okay.
Which is
these
a bit of
an
unusual length.
Are they? They should be. They should be an absolute standard. Standard length.
Okay.
You haven't measured that top bit, have you?
No, I've taken that off.
Taken that off. Yeah.
So it's like 37 and.
So it's just slightly longer, is it?
Yeah. So our standard length would be 37.
Yeah.
So that's.
But each manufacturer is slightly different.
They do differ. Yeah. So it's probably 37.25.
Okay. What was the lie angle on this?
Lie angle is 2 flat.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Swing weight D3.
D3.5. Yeah.
Yeah.
Carry numbers with a 7?
Should be around the 160 mark, really.
Yeah.
That was good. Again, probably a fraction out the toe, that one.
Yeah.
But that's about right. That's kind of like my miss.
Yeah.
I probably favour the right side of a hole than the left side. I'm never a big fan of it. I always think if anything's dropping to the right, it's stopping quickly.
Yeah.
Anything moving left is kicking on. Yeah.
The pin's middle of the green. 7-iron distance. Would you aim straight at it, or would you play for a slight fade? Or
I'm not one for playing straight shots, so I do like to move it one way or another. Yeah.
Okay.
So majority of the time, unless there's a lot of trouble down the left-hand side, you'll find me wanting to aim left and just drift it back is kind of like my default, I suppose. All these strikes are pretty good, Connor, to be honest.
Yeah.
That would be kind of like the perfect shot really for me, just a little drift.
Would you say traditionally you're somebody who likes, say, like a balanced club or a bit more weight in the head so you can feel where the head is, or just like a light swing weight? Is there any? No,
I would say that I'm more, I probably prefer to go heavier.
Yeah, heavier in the head or just in the whole club?
In the swing weight of it.
Swing weight, yeah.
It's one of those where if I go too light, if it gets too light for me, I really start to see the dispersion jump around a lot. So I always think I'd rather, it's like historically I've always gone stiffer in the shafts than probably what my swing speed allows me to be, because I've wanted to, I just feel like I can control something that's that's got a little bit less kick in it or feels a bit heavier. You know,
Yeah.
I'd rather fight it than let it, you know, control me as such.
Yeah,
you know,
of course. Okay.
as a feel.
Strike really consistent. Spin 6.6, about
Okay.
where you'd expect it to be.
Yeah, good.
Carry 159. Launch is good 17.9. Attack angle -5.
Yeah.
Very neutral with your club path and face the path. Land angle 48 as well. So yeah, tour average I suppose 45 to 50 with a 7. Once you're kind of within that realm,
Yeah.
you're generally going to find pretty good gapping through the bag.
Yeah.
So like we've got this blade, and then the T is model on that blade. So it's got polymer insert, all the forgiveness of Gen 6, a fraction smaller and a weaker, more traditional loft, which I think would suit you better.
Is it? Yeah.
But then you got tungsten toe weighting, very soft feel, 3 times forged, milled face and back, just a really nice feeling club.
Yeah.
So I mean, if you thought the blade might be for you in terms of appearance and what you think they do for you, so obviously you don't get any of the forgiveness
Yeah.
with the blade that you do with the 0317T.
My eyes will always gravitate towards
Yeah.
a blade or a very nice looking cavity back.
Yeah.
I understand that my strikes aren't always perfect, so
Yeah.
having
Okay.
a little bit of help is good. But having something with more traditional spinny lofts is something I'm keen
Certainly
to look at.
fairly important, yeah. So another option then would be the CB, cavity back.
Yeah.
So again, these are all the same lofts, so they're 32 7 iron, 46 pitching wedge.
Yeah.
Compared to like 42s and 44s pitching
Yeah.
wedge. No polymer insert with this, very soft, forged again.
Yeah.
Bit more traditional. Slightly bigger top line. But yeah, these are gorgeous off the face.
Slightly
Very
bigger
soft.
top line to the blade or
To the blade, to the T, it's a bit more
a
shaped
bit more
off.
rounded? Yeah,
a
the
bit more
back edge
rounded.
there. Yeah, okay.
Um,
And loft-wise, these are the same?
Loft-wise are the same.
And
yeah.
the same in the blade?
And the same in the blade.
Right, okay.
Yeah. So some people have comboed with the CB in the blade or comboed with the T head in the blade. Should we try a bit of everything and see?
Yeah, why not? Let's have a little
see where we
look.
go?
My mind when I honestly came in here, I was like, right, I'm gonna pick a set that I kind of like the look of, or I think is more realistic for me.
Yeah.
But actually, with you looking at those offerings there, we are looking at 3 options to test. I think.
Okay.
Because the lofts are the same.
In terms of the shaft you've currently got, so we don't stock the Modus 120 stiff.
Okay.
S300 at 120.
Yeah, fine.
Fairly
Yeah.
similar.
Similar. I
Similar
like the
feel.
weight of it. It felt pretty good. Before that, I was Project X 6.0s, which are
Yeah.
around a 115.
115, yeah.
115 to
And the
120, I
rifle.
think. Yeah, rifle.
Let's start with the DG. So it's the same weight as what you've got.
Yeah,
So this is 37 inch, which is our standard.
yeah,
They will always play about 37 and a quarter because the grip goes on after they're cut.
yeah. Okay, so the button.
So it's a fraction shorter than what you've got. Shall we start with the blade and then we can work through it
Yeah.
from there?
Let's do that.
So they go 317. But yeah, so this is DG 120 S300, standard length, 2 degrees flat, standard head weight in the blade, so 0317.
First swing, first impressions. Like properly soft,
Yeah,
like super soft.
yeah, very soft.
So these will be, compared to my set, this will be 2 degrees stronger in the loft.
Yeah.
So we should
Yeah.
see a little bit more ball speed.
Yeah,
We should see reduction in spin.
yeah. So spins down to 6,000.
6,000, yeah, okay. I'll be honest, Connor, these do not feel hard to hit.
No? They're fairly
Like, I
forgiving.
don't know where I'm hitting them in the face, but they just feel like
Strike's been pure so far. Everything's
it?
right out of the middle.
right out of the, yeah, maybe that's why then. Slightly heavy.
So if we look at the numbers, spin a little bit lower, carry 161. Strike was pretty good. There was a couple that dropped back. I think.
Yeah, this is felt a bit chunky. That was the toey chunky one, I think.
Okay, so this one again, a more traditional shape, a little bit more forgiving, very soft feel again. This one would probably be the highest spinning of those 3 heads.
The
Spins a bit
highest
more.
spinning.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that might be more in line with what you're looking
Yeah.
for.
This one definitely, like you said, it feels like almost like a more compact head.
Yeah.
Slightly thicker on that top line there. But again, quite similar in the shape. Oh, again, stunning feel. So soft, isn't it? 6-2 in the spin on the first shot. What was that one then?
6-2 bang on. That was 6.6.
Was it?
Carry exact same, 163.
163 carry. Again, chuck a blanket over all three.
Yeah. Good strike.
Gotta say, Connor, the feel is
Really nice.
so good off the face.
That dispersion's really good, isn't it? Spin 6.3. So it's come up a little bit, a couple of hundred.
Yeah.
117 ball speed. You didn't really miss hit any of those, did you? The last one maybe
No.
a fraction thin, but all good strikes.
Yeah, it felt good.
But the dispersion again, if you look at everything, that's as tight as you're going to get, isn't it?
Yeah. It was tighter than my wedge.
Yeah.
I mean, what I would say is from a visual point of view, if I was picking one over the other, I would say that I'd probably prefer the top line of that.
Yeah.
This one just being slightly thicker, but it's so compact and like it almost like, because it feels so small, it almost like dials you in a little bit.
Forces
more,
you to hit the centre,
yeah.
It's going to be hard to beat that.
Is it?
Those numbers are.
So the next one then, is this the hollow body construction style one?
Yeah.
Same loft, but just a slightly different, it's going to feel slightly
It'll
different.
feel, slightly different. Maybe not quite as soft as those.
Okay.
Still very soft for what you're getting. I mean, it's gorgeous. This is what I play myself and I love it.
You use these, do you?
Get away with those bad swings, toe strikes, heel strikes.
Yeah.
Distance control again is really good, just with the tungsten toe weighting and the polymer inside. And it feels really soft, but when you're coming off the back of those, you'll probably notice it's not quite as soft.
Okay. To me, this is now the blend between the two of those. Almost no offset. Feels like there's very limited offset.
Yeah.
This top line is a much nicer top line.
Yeah.
And it feels slightly bigger in its profile from heel to toe.
Yeah.
But still got the. I feel it's almost got the more of the look of the blade than it has.
It does, yeah.
At CB.
Yeah. Bang on.
God, it looks like the red arrows on there, doesn't it?
Get rid of those.
That felt good, Connor.
Good ball speed. Little bit low spinning.
Is it?
119 ball speed, 169 carry, but 5/8 spin.
How deep can you go with, like, if you were going custom? Do you offer a different loft option in these, or do you?
So I mean, the lofts can be bent.
They can be
2 degrees strong, 2 degrees weak.
Okay. Felt good again. You say these aren't going to feel as soft, but
Not a huge difference, is it?
it's minimal.
Yeah.
And what I do like about these, saying that they're hollow body construction, I mean, it's very limited, small, isn't it?
Yeah.
But like normally you'd feel like a little bit of flex out the, not feeling any flex at all off the foot. Fractionally clean.
Good numbers again, 165, 118 ball speed, spin 6,000.
Okay, so it's up a little bit.
Just under 6,000 spin. Strike maybe not quite as good as the other two, which could be down to the head. I'll check the swing weight now in a second.
Yeah.
Carry 165. Launch was actually, that was your lowest launch. It's come down by 1 degree.
Yeah.
Which would also lead to the spin coming down a fraction.
Yeah.
Off the face, I mean, the highest ball speed you've hit was with that 119.5.
I mean, what's interesting is that you say these are actually the same lofts, and again, that's where the tech really comes in, isn't it? Because that is, we are seeing it coming out fractionally lower in that spin, which is kind of what you would expect to see, only with changing loft, really.
Yeah.
The one thing that jumps out to me is if there was an option to go, you know, if you think about it, there's two things that we want to try and create here if we can. There's a fraction more spin and a little bit of a higher launch.
Yeah. So we can just...
So if they weakened off 2 degrees, brought them to 34, does that lose me too much ball speed in comparison to what I'm getting out of the CB?
I don't think so. I think it would probably put you in line with the CB.
Yeah.
And
visually,
then you just have more.
Yeah, visually, I prefer the look of that over the CB.
Yeah.
Even though CB performed really well, I think slightly bigger head.
Yeah.
I like the look of that.
Yeah.
Slightly, what looks like a slightly sleeker top line.
Yeah, what they've done with the line there is quite smart, isn't it?
It's just a beautiful looking glove, isn't it?
Yeah, it's lovely, isn't it? Yeah, very popular.
Could we make that a fractionally heavier in the...
Yeah. I'll check the swing weight now just to make sure
just to get a sense of that, yeah.
Okay, so D3.3 now.
D3.3.
Yeah.
That to me is like just literally just moving it this way and this. I can feel now the head more.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that we're going to get any tighter with this, but it just like I can feel the head a bit fraction more.
Yeah, it was really because I saw you Tuesday afternoon with it Friday. Oh, brilliant! Yeah, fantastic. But yeah,
Connor, that feel it just again. It just feels. I can feel the head just a little bit more throughout. Just
a bit more control.
Yeah, I just feel like I've got a bit more control over it.
Yeah.
Does swing weight in your experience, does that ever change characteristics of the way in which a club will spin or launch? Do you ever feel that?
Well, in theory, so if you swing the exact same way and say we added 4 grams,
Yeah.
go and get more ball speed, it would potentially, should pop up a fraction and spin a little bit more. But when we change the weight, it's going to change how people deliver it as well.
Yeah.
So it doesn't really match
So
up.
it's very dependent on the player.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, 3 out of the 4 shots there, we're not far away from that line, are we?
No, yeah, very similar. Distance control again is very tight.
That's a block. I feel the club more though. I
Yeah.
can feel it almost just more through. I wouldn't want to go any heavier than this, if I'm
No.
honest. It just feels now like you've got the sweet spot there with this. That was
Nice.
good. That felt good.
Yeah, 167 carry, 119 ball speed. Numbers are all good. So basically, if we were to weaken that 2 degrees, we'd look at probably about 6'3", 6'250", 6'3" in terms of spin, and then your launch should pop up a little bit as well.
Yeah.
It's about the same as what you currently have.
And then my carry should fractionally just drop off a fraction.
Carry will drop maybe 5 yards, 5-6 yards normally.
But if I'm averaging 167,
you can afford to.
I'm still gaining. I'm still gaining on my set by a couple of yards, 3 yards.
Yeah.
But my dispersion's got tighter.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's how I would build that, I think.
Yeah.
I really like the feel of that shaft now that we've kind of. I mean, I've had S300s, 120 S3. I mean, 120's been my shaft number for a while. Throughout the years, I've had S3s in my bag. So
It's a very stable shaft, isn't it?
It feels
so
stable.
You're not going to see it pop around too much.
And here they are, they have arrived. It took about 5 days from when I got fit to when they've actually landed here in my office. Just perfect timing for me to be heading over to Turkey to put them to the test. Aren't they looking absolutely stunning? So what did I actually end up in? Well, I went for the 0317Ts, which, as Connor was saying, was the hollow body construction iron. I had them bent 2 degrees weaker, putting the 7 iron at what I would call kind of the standard of 34 degrees in loft. And that's going to give me what I'm hoping, the spin that I want to be able to get the control of the golf ball. I ended up in the Dynamic Gold 120 S300 shaft, and with a bit of discussion at the end, which unfortunately we didn't get on camera, I ended up in the MCC Plus 4, which is basically what it is it's a straight sort of finish down by the bottom hand, which actually I got this information from JJ when I was doing the Under Armour stuff with him. He said that my right hand can be a little bit active down by the ball. So he said, you know, try and find a grip that gives you a little bit more stability down by that right hand. So that's why I decided to add that grip on in the end. Well, I went from pitching wedge all the way through to 4 iron, and like I said, I'm going to be putting these to the test out in Turkey to see how they actually perform for me. I'm out there for a week of coaching and out on the golf course doing some on-course coaching, so I'm going to put them to the test and just see how they get on. But I'd like to hear what you thought about that fitting video for yourself. Are you somebody that's always a little bit interested in that type of subject? I'd like to hear down there in the comments. And also, will you be testing out some of the PXG products for this year? If you are new to the channel, hit that subscribe button and I'll see you again. Well, I'll see you again soon, but I'll probably keep you updated as to how I'm getting on with these particular irons. So keep an eye out on the Sunday morning show. Thanks for watching. See you again soon.